Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to this crash course on Mozilla and Chrome developer tools. And today we'll be looking at comparing both Mozilla and Chrome, the developer tools, what they have in common, and also the differences between them. So let's get started and see what exactly I'm referring to. Okay, I mentioned before in the last video that all browsers have its own set of developer tools, and it is something you should know and be aware of. But what they actually implement, what they actually integrate might differ a bit, but the basic functionalities are at large the same. So here I'll be making use of this sample blog from Bootstrap. You can get it right here from um, getbootstrap.com/example. So all you have to do is click on download example, and then you can open them right up in your browser. It gives you a tons of examples you can actually um, play out with. So, and you can also customize them for um, various projects. So let's get started. To open the developer tools in Firefox, currently I'm in Firefox. So there are various options. The shortcut is F12. So clicking on F12 bring you right here, and you can close it up, come here to um and note I'm using Firefox developer browser, so it comes with some extra and additional tools or features. So if I should come here, I can come here, toggle tools, or I can use Control Shift I. So that works well. And here we have the inspector. So the inspector, basically this tab basically is divided into three: HTML, CSS, and some additional tabs. So this here shows you the HTML content, and you can see as I'm hovering over it, it's going to highlight each element. So if I should highlight, for example, let's come here to let's come here to this particular element. If I want to select this element, I can just come, click on this, pick an element from page, or this tool is also available here, inspector, Control Shift C. So that way it highlights different elements as I'm hovering on on it. Okay, now one thing you should note is now this purple area here, it's showing the padding. So for example, let me look for something to show margin also. Okay, let's use the same um object, this same element further. Okay, right here we can see that it adds a bit of margin. This yellow outline is the margin, while the blue outline, the purple outline is the padding. So we have that, and right here we can see the style. So if I should select this particular and decide to I will see each styles that is associated with the element, so I can decide to toggle anyone on and off. So flex direction, okay, rounded, you see it's going to remove the rounded, so you can toggle each one of them off. Okay, and then we have the console. Must have done something if you are familiar with JavaScript, so something like console.log hello. So basically the console it is a place given by the console. And also you can love Chrome developer tool about this. If you should click on this line, JavaScript code editor, but we'll into that later on. And then we have the debugger, where you can debug if codes. So there are different things, maybe your Ajax or HTTP request, XML request, your event listeners, your DOM manipulations. There are a lot of things where you can see if there are any errors right here. And then we have the network. So if I should perform a reload, for example, now what the network tab does essentially, okay, that didn't work. Let's see. Okay, let me try and disable cache and let's see. Okay, so what this basically does is it loads everything, all of your file, everything that was gotten. Okay, let me duplicate that and fresh that from scratch. Okay, interesting. Okay, we'll get back to that. So we have the style editor. So that basically shows you all of the styles that you have, and we have the performance. Okay, shows how well that particular web page has performed, gives you information on that. And then we also have memory, we have storage where you can see different things. Presently it's not showing anything, but I'll get back to that on what um it is fully for. And then we have the accessibility. Okay, it shows you the accessibility option, and by default this is turned off. I've turned it on. And then we have the application, and then finally we have the DOM, the document objects model, and this by default is turned off. So if I should come here and then settings, okay, the first thing I want to show you is you can change your theme. So you can change it to light or dark. I prefer you putting it in dark. Now you can toggle whichever tool you want to show. So if I don't want my style editor, you see that takes it off. Performance, so whatever you feel you don't want or you don't need in your developer tool, you can just toggle it on and off. Okay, and then we have some additional options here. And okay, I have an extra tool installed for React developer tools. This basically shows up, so it's an add-on. So this basically shows up on web pages that React is being used on. But if React is not used on it, it's going to tell you this page doesn't appear to be using React. But we'll get into that later on. So, and we have some additional things, and one other thing is, okay, I think I toggled it on and off here. Okay, toggle by default this will be turned off, and also take screenshot of the entire page. By default it will be turned off, but you can turn it on. So if I should click on this, so this is a handy tool that actually shows me help me takes a screenshot, and which is actually useful. So anyway, it takes in, let me close that. Okay, so that's basically the overview of the Mozilla developer. Now let's see what's different with Chrome. Now right here I have the same document, HTML documents opened with Google Chrome. So now one thing you should note is I'm using the for the Firefox, I'm using the Firefox Developer Edition. There's also a similar version for Google Chrome, which you can download. So it also aims to help developers. So now, without wasting much of time, if I should press my Ctrl Shift I also in Chrome, that should give me my developer tools also. Okay, let's see. Okay, what could be the issue? Okay, anyway, let's start from our channel before going to options, more tools, and then develop. Okay, so we can see we have something similar also here. So once you highlight over any element, you're going to see the green in this case is for or lemon rather, is for the padding, while the orange, the light orange you're seeing, the highlight is for the margin. So we also have something similar. Those tabs we add right here. Okay, let me close this. You can also see them here. So if I should come here to my inspector, so we have them right here. Can see each one of them. We have layout, compare changes, compatibility, font, and we also have something similar. Yeah, though, like I said, there might be a bit, little bit differences. And then we have the console similar to what we have in Mozilla also. But then the thing is, you don't have an option for writing multi-line. So everything is everything you want to write is single line. So if I should say write, for example, hello, so and I press enter, it's going to automatically execute that. So but there is actually a trick and a way to go around that, which we'll talk about in the next video, where we'll actually be writing, learning how to edit and writing HTML, CSS and JavaScript to write from our browsers without even opening up a text editor or using it together simultaneously with our text editor. So we also have sources. Now this is one thing Mozilla Firefox also doesn't have. So with the sources you can actually do a whole lot of things. There are tons of what's it called you can do. So for example, right here, okay, we have assets, we have blog, index.html. So you can actually um edit your code live with this particular tab, but we'll, like I said, go into details. And then we have a blog.css that actually comes with it. So you see we can actually look at how the styling goes. Okay, and then let me close that up. We also have the network. Now the difference between this and Mozilla is, if I should come to network, okay, we can see the way it is, but with um Google Chrome we have a graph. It kind of gives a graph with the timing. So if I should reload, okay, so now we see each of our files that was requested. It's requested for index, then bootstrap, then okay, this style sheets right here that we have here, okay, and then blog.css, then this font file. So it's requested for this, and then right there at the bottom we see the total load time, which is 4.47 seconds. And then right, if I should bring this, okay, if I should come here to the graph, so if I should come here to the graph, so you see, okay, 500 milliseconds, 1000 milliseconds right here, the time taken, and then you see each of the file that took time. So looking at this, the file that took longest was actually the font file. So that way it gives you an idea of okay, which element exactly is making your page go slow, taking most time. So and then here we have performance. I think we have performance also here. Yeah, so if I should come here and I should reload, okay, why that loads, let's check memory. Okay, so right here in memory, so there are a lot of things, but we won't go right into it right now. So let's check our performance tab. Okay, so we can see a whole lot of things that might seem confusing at first. Okay, so and we see right here each of the file. So each the web page, okay, measuring it in time, but we are not going into that right now. That's going to um go beyond the scope of this particular video. Okay, so we have the application. So, and in the application we can see we can see our local storage. You can save on your web application or your website, you can save your um file, you can save different information or stuffs right in the browser. So we have that of the session storage, and we have the IndexedDB and web SQL, which are just the databases for your web browser. And then we have cookies, so you can see all of that right here. So um if I should come right here to under storage, we have something similar. So but we'll go into that. So and then we have security. So it will tell you, okay, yeah, it's using HTTP, HTTPS. And then we also have lighthouse. Now another thing is, okay, now in some versions of Chrome, so especially if you are using earlier versions, I think this is audits instead of lighthouse. This is audit, and this won't work on locally hosted sites. So you can use it to do a whole lot of things, which we'll go into. So but for example, if I should come to our YouTube channel, so if, okay, so let's see the lighthouse option. So you can see generate reports. This actually shows that, okay, if I should click on it, it's going to work. So that is just the overview of everything we have in um Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox. For me, for various reasons, I prefer using Mozilla Firefox, but for some reasons, also you might want to use Google Chrome, maybe such as the sources. So, for example, if we should go fully into the sources, you can see that it can be very much handy. And another one of the reasons you might think of using Mozilla Firefox is, oh, I can have this console and use the multi-line JavaScript editor. So if I should click on this, it brings me here and I can do a whole lot of things like, okay, let's say alert, hello there, okay, and then enter, then prompt, okay, what is your name? So and then let's say, okay, let's quickly do a bit of, okay, and then alert and rating. What that gives us, so we can just click on run, and then we have what is your name? Okay, okay, so we can have, okay, we can have different tests like that. So you see it gave me an error with declaration of, so we can have things like that. So if I should do, let me copy these and reload. One thing is, you should note that the JavaScript still remains there. So and then I can decide to run hello there, then maestro, okay, maestro. So this is a way you can actually test things out. So so you can run your code. Okay, I can just refresh this and run. Okay, let me just put in okay, so nevertheless, we have a good idea and overview of how this all. So um thank you very much. If you like this and enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and support our channels by um subscribing to the channel. And you can see the links to our Facebook group page and Twitter accounts. So I promise you that follow these accounts, and we actually have a lot of things planned in store for you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.